Hitting hard with Jon Chuckery continues here on Locked On Sports Atlanta. Don't forget, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Give us some likes and some reviews. Tell us what you think about the show thus far. We appreciate everybody being a part of all of this, and we're trying to grow our brand daily. So make sure you subscribe to all of our Locked On Sports Atlanta family. We got the Falcons, the Hawks, Braves, everybody that's out there. So don't forget, Locked On Sports Atlanta. Check all of that out and find all of the shows on the network. Well, tomorrow, big news. We got the confirmation yesterday that Tiger Woo is going to play in the Masters. Now, he's going to tee off tomorrow at 10:34 in the morning. What does this mean? I'm going to quote you from Darren Rovell, who put out this tweet earlier today. Tiger is the most bet by tickets and money at almost every sports book this morning. DraftKings has taken the biggest bet we've seen on Tiger to win the 2022 Masters. $10,000 to win $400,000 if he does actually win it. So when we talk about guys who move the meter in sports, LeBron, Tiger, there's only a very few small number of those kinds of guys in the world of sports. Tiger is one of those guys, and it really is the buzz. Did you see the pictures yesterday of Tiger just playing his practice round? How many people were surrounding Tiger Woods? And they got the par 3 tournament, all that today. I don't think he's going to play in all of that, but certainly come tomorrow at 10:30 in the morning, he's going to be up, and I'm going to tell you the ovation and the crowd and the noise when he hits that first tee shot tomorrow, it's going to be like a wrestling pop. It's an outdoor venue, obviously, on a golf course, but it's going to sound like they were inside an arena for a Stone Cold Steve Austin wrestling pop. That's how loud that thing is going to be. Now, look, do I think Tiger Woods is going to win the Masters? No, I don't think that he's going to win the Masters. And I don't think the expectation should be that just because he shows up, he wins the Masters. The fact that he's even playing in this thing is a medical miracle unto itself. Look, the word amputation was used when talking about Tiger Woods and the injury that he had. There was that word was actually used in, okay, are we going to have to amputate? Think about that. And you go from that to now teeing it up at the Masters. I don't know what Tiger's going to look like. I know that he's got a great short game, and that's going to probably keep him alive for a while. I don't know if he's going to make the cut. I don't think he's going to win. I think it's a really good field this year, and you're seeing a lot of younger golfers that are starting to step up, and you're seeing some weird, unfamiliar names that are at the very top of the rankings in golf right now. But just his presence alone brings TV up. It brings interest up, brings viewership up, brings betting up. It brings everything up for the world of golf. And the world needs more Tiger Woods that most people, and nobody's, I'm not going to say universally loved, because there are plenty of people that don't like his behavior and things that he did and to his wife and all that. I get all that and understand all of that. But there are a few guys at the level of love and admiration that people have for Tiger Woods. And look, the car wreck thing, that was his fault. That, let's not beat around the bush. That was him being reckless and all this kind of stuff that, whatever you want to kind of put onto all of that, he caused all of that. Okay. But the fact is that he made it through, and now here he is back at the place where he most belongs, and that's at the Masters out of all of it. So when he tees off at 10:34 tomorrow, I don't know what the biggest crowd ever is. I don't, obviously they always sort of limit. They do have a head count that they have at the Masters. There's a quote unquote unofficial entrance allotment that they have. But now that we're, and I'm really happy that now that we're past COVID and things like that, and they get full galleries back and all this kind of stuff, that this is one of those moments where it probably wouldn't have meant the same, say, a year or two ago with COVID and limited galleries or this or that or whatever like that. This is full bore. We got everybody back. Everybody's ready to rock and roll. Guys are coming back. There's an excitement level for the Masters. It's back here in April, right? It's not in November or whatever. It's not any of that kind of craziness out there. It's where it belongs in this, first weekend or two of April. And that roar he's going to get to no pun intended for all of it. That ovation that he's going to get, I'm telling you, is going to rival a wrestling pop out of all of it. And just the fact that he can get out there and he can play a round or two, I don't know. I mean, the tournament is certainly better if he can just keep pace and make the cut and things like that. And again, if he's on the winner, in the winners group on Sunday, that's a whole other thing, or whatever like that. But not trying to get too far out in front of my ski. Can Tiger win? Sure. You don't get to this level of being at the Masters and all that kind of stuff if you're not capable of winning. Every golfer that's out here, by and large, except for some of the amateurs and things like that, are probably capable of winning the Masters. And you're talking about a guy who's one of the best, if not the best of all time, in Tiger Woods and his impact on the game. And you can see too that so many guys on the tour are happy to see him back as well, because it makes everybody better, right? They say that a rising tide lifts all boats. That's what Tiger is. Tiger is the rising tide that everybody's boat is lifted with it, right? So, I mean, it's one of those things where when he's part of the scene and he's part of the activities and part of the action, everybody's engaged. Everybody knows that he's a threat. Everybody gets on top of their game, right? And it's the Masters. I mean, the Masters, as it is the glamour tournament of all tournaments. I mean, there's no better place for him to make this kind of return than at Augusta National, right? Like, it wouldn't be the same if he was at Shinnecock, right? Or somewhere like that. It wouldn't be the same if he was at TPC Sawgrass, right? It's Augusta, it's the Masters, it's spring, it's, the rightful place of the Masters tournament. And I think that it's going to be great to see him out there tomorrow. And again, you see the kind of money that is being bet with Tiger Woods. You see the dollars that he generates for it. I know the Masters folks are excited this could be. I know they love the idea of Tiger being able to play. And they were quick, by the way, too. If you notice how quick the Masters was to come out and make their proclamations of, well, Tiger said he's back. And he's been on the list. I mean, it's not like he hasn't been on the list, but I think the eagerness and anticipation from him flying in. I mean, when you're tracking the jet path of a guy and he's coming for a practice round at Augusta like he did last week with his son or whatever like that, what does that tell you? What does that tell you about how much of an impact a guy like that has in the world of golf? But I think it's, you got Freddie Couples and all these guys talking about, man, he looks great. He's, whacking the daylights out of it and this, that, and the other. And the Masters will be interesting because they've done some changes to the course. They have mixed up some of the holes and stuff. They kind of changed up some of the layout of the holes and stuff like that. So it will be interesting to see how this tournament looks and just what he can do. But again, 10:34 tomorrow morning, if you're by a TV, and you're somewhere or you're online on the computer or whatever like that, if you're somewhere where you can watch all of this, man, you got to be loving this thing. And I'm excited to see what that crowd looks like and how big of a pop that he gets tomorrow at 10:34. And that's his official tee time, is 10:34 tomorrow morning. All right, we thank you so much for being part of Hitting Hard with Jon Chuckery. We want you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, like us, review us, tell us what your thoughts are. We'll tweet out, later on today when the show is up live and ready to go for you. And we always appreciate all of your support here as we continue to grow. It is Hitting Hard with Jon Chuckery on Locked On Sports Atlanta.